Hi there, welcome into part 3 of our RAM 95 breakdown lesson. So, by now, those guys you'll be hanging already know that there's not too much of this left to do. We should get this done quite quickly today. If you haven't got a clue what RAM 95 is, please go back, watch the first 2 lessons, and then get yourself onto this one. So let's get straight into this end section. Now, this end section, we start off as a reprise almost of the intro again. So if you remember the start, we start with that, we just take the flam off the start. So I break this first bar of 4 notes, 4 counts down into just 3. So I end up thinking it like this. And then the next section, that last little count of the first bar and the first, what will it be? First half a count of the next bar. If we think of this pattern, but we diddle it. And then we take the last diddle out. That's the next part. So that together with the first section. That ends on an upbeat. So as in 1 and 2 and the end of 1. And we then come in with a roll. That length. But that's actually starting on 1 and a 2 E and a 3 E and. So we then add on to finish that out. So 1 and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. 1 and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. 1 and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. 1. It's quite hard to just coming on that bar. So if I put the 2 bars together, we get. Could just go from this. Do with a Met. I think it'll help us keep time. So that's 96 beats a minute and counting 16th notes, as in like 1 E and a 2 E and a 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time. 3, 2, 3, 4. Now to finish that bar out, all we do is 2 paradiddles, paradiddle, paradiddle, stop. They're quite quick. Now the speed of the roll is 30-second notes, that's this part. The paradiddles are the same speed, same time, same everything, all right? So we're going to get those 2 paradiddles thrown on the end. We may as well just try both those bars together. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Next bar. I think of this as, think of 2 flam accents. Take the flam off the first note. Take the flam off the last note. So there's only 1 flam in there. Well, this next bar starts with that. However, you can see there's little kind of 5-stroke in there. Or you can think of it as a flammed triplet roll. And then 2 paradiddle diddles. So paradiddle diddle, paradiddle diddle added onto that. So we go 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4, ending on count 4. Now whatever speed you play that little roll there, well, the same speed diddles for your paradiddle diddles, alright? And again, that's ending on count 4 of a bar. 4, right? If you try that on the Met, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now coming into that, you've got to do those 2 paradiddles. That's a hard transition there. So work that a little bit on its own. Let's try then. What we are, 1, 2, 3 bars, but we're ending on count 4 of the 3rd bar. Let's try that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. 2, 3, 4. Next section. So this is the final little choppy bit. I like to break this down into, let's think of float flam jags. So normal flam jags, float flam jags. So groupings of 5 notes. If we cheese the second drag in each of those flam drags, cheese, cheese. That gives us that, a new rudiment, right? If you learn this first, you'll find it much easier to learn this last section. Now if we take the flam off the first one of those, we get a tap in instead of a flam in. That's how the part's written, look. So we get, but then the second one does have a flam on. So just 2 of those. One more. Now this next section, I think of these as kind of what I'm going to call upbeat flams. So if we think of flam accents, but we move the accent like we do in a grid from the first note, as in now, now, to the second note, to now, 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 now. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We could do that with flam jazz, couldn't we? So no more, up. That's kind of what's happening here. We've basically got 2 upbeats, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, end. The first one though, we're doing a cha-cheese. So we're doing like a flam and then a cheese. But it's going to have the accent on the second partial, right? So we did lots of those. But we're not doing lots of those, right? We're just doing 1. And then we're doing this. We're doing a flam again, but this time we're doing a rim shot, and then left hand, and then a flam to end. Now the flam to end is the start of the next part, so that's your 3. But then the release will be a right hand. So we get the cha-cheese, and then the rim shot. So it's fairly simple when you do it really slow. Just take a little bit of getting used to playing these flams now and now. Quiet. Now, come on. So the whole of that part then, so the 2 float flam jags, sort of modified, and then that part would go. I do that with a Met. It comes in on count 4, but I'm just going to come in on the downbeat, alright? So, like that. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Now this is going to be quite hard for some people, I'm sure, so I'm going to slow it down this one time. It's going to be hard to play with 75 beats a minute. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And then all we've got to do, right, to end this is to go blah, 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 4 flams. So when we played this in Blue Devils, we literally played, and then it sticks in, all right? Obviously, Bluecoats, for starters, they don't like the old sticks in anymore. They like to go down. But what they've done is instead of playing 4 of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, they've done 7 counts of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 4, bang. And then the old 6 sticks down. It'd be so much better if they did a massive sticks in, wouldn't it? But let's see if they do it next year for me. Right, so we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 4, bang. Let's do that with a metronome, right? It's difficult to play slow, or at least for me it is, but I'm going to try it slow so you can count it. If we go, say, let's go 80 beats a minute, right, with a 16th note count. So back, back, go, go, go. 2, 3, 4. I played the start again. Let's go again. Sorry. 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And obviously we'll stop there because of the decrescendo. Right, one more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go 95 or 96. Now they play 120, I believe, but I ain't got no tour chops at the moment, so I'm going to do it 115, alright? So now that end section, in fact the Paradiddles before that, I struggle playing those with traditional grip, and I'm alright with them now because I've been practicing them, but I marched tenors at cadets, and we did absolutely 10 billion of paradiddle deals, right? So I'm quite comfortable playing paradiddle deals quick with my left hands, playing that part. But traditional grip, not so much. One of the things that I've helped me get the speed of those is to, instead of playing like this, you start to play a bit more like this. And that little bit of extra momentum just gives my left hand a little bit more to keep it going, let's say. Now, obviously, we don't want to sound like that. We don't want it to be... So it's only a subtle thing. If I tend to find if I lift that a little bit, maybe it's just even up here, that mental thought just gives me that little bit of momentum it needs to get through that. The other way of doing it is to practice single-handed parts. So you play figure like this, practice that a load, then this one's going to go, what's it going to go? So, and obviously the same speed, same with the paradiddles leading into that. And the end section, I'm giving it a little bit of this kind of motion. So when you watch Bluecoats, for instance, play triplet rolls and they're playing like their, that motion that you get in there, that buzz roll motion, is a similar motion to what they're then doing with their rolls. Well, it's the same bit with those cheeses. I'm finding it's, for me personally, to keep the speed up at the end, I'm using quite a lot of kind of arm downwards motions, alright? Okay, now that, my friends, is Ram 95 done, start to end. So if you've been through the whole thing, please tag me in any videos, find me on social media, tag me into that. I'd love to see you guys playing it. If you've got any other things you'd like me to break down, it does take a lot of work. At the moment, someone put a message up the other day saying, where's part 3? Why has it been so long? Well, basically, I'm still working on this other studio. It's almost finished now, so that once I get in that other studio, I can put videos out a little bit faster than I'm doing now. But these videos I think are going down quite well, the breakdown of tunes and parts and things like that. So let me know if there's any ones you want me to break down. I've already been asked for the ditty, some old Vanguard ones. I'm up for doing some new stuff as well. So leave it in the comments. Let me know what your thoughts are on the format, the pace that I've been going at and that kind of thing. I always get asked about the Metronome. So the Metronome is just called Pro Metronome. It's just an app that you get on iPhone or on Android. It costs like £3. What's that, like $4, something like that. On there, you just got to go to the sound settings, change it to number 12, I believe, and all of a sudden then you get a drum kit you can play along to. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. Go check out my other lessons. Don't forget to subscribe, share this video, stick the bell button, press like, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you again very soon.